You are watching Escape Adulthood Live, your number one source for long-lasting, fast-acting, physician-approved adultitis relief.
On this week's show, we're telling winter to scram, unveiling a new series of paintings, and wondering if safety should always trump fun.
Salutations, everyone. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for shenanigating with us on this Humpday in March. And I have to say, it just feels like we come and sit down at like a family reunion, seeing all our peeps here tonight, so many familiar names, and I just picture you guys just sitting there with your cookies and your nachos and your Mountain Dew and all y'all. So thanks for being here.
All y'all. Hey, Steve from Houston, representing.
And Jane, our winner from last week. Hello, Brenda.
Hello, Jane. Hello,
Jennifer,
Christy,
Paul, Kara, Wendy.
Representing
Woohoo!
The Sheboygan area tonight with my new shirt from, this was a birthday shirt. I've got a beer from Three Sheeps Brewing, which is brewed right here in Sheboygan.
Not just that, but it's about a mile from our house.
Yeah, this is called Fresh Coast.
How cool is that?
It is a juicy pale ale, and I quite like it.
Oh, and my wine tonight. What is this? We got this at
it is made with Door County cherries.
Meat Market, which is like a icon apparently in Sheboygan County, and it's made from Door County cherries, but it's like a cider.
Yes, it's a cherry cider wine.
Yeah, it's really good.
Something like that.
Sharon, if I could just give you a little taste, I know you'd appreciate it. So,
hey, Kristen, how you doing? Thanks for joining us tonight.
Good to see everybody.
Good to see all you guys. We are excited to be with you today, and we got some fun things to share, don't we?
Yeah, we do. And we actually just finished up last night our second of 2 ice cream socials as we welcomed the new members to the Wonder and Whimsy Society, who just entered just a few days ago, really.
Early this month.
And there was so many people on last night, you guys. It was amazing just to get to know people, see some familiar faces, new ones, and kind of see everybody getting to know one another. So for all of you who made it last night and those who wanted to, thanks so much. It was a really nice time.
Played some pretty good Would you rather games. One of them was, and you could put this in the comment right now, 1 or 2. Would you rather skydive or skinny dip?
This is an honest question because, I mean, some people would rather do anything than jump out of a plane. So then if skinny dipping is your option, you know.
That was my option.
That was my option.
And someone suggested doing them both. Skinny dipping, jumping out of a plane into a lake.
I'm still not sure. Is like parasailing? Is that, do you have to involve parasailing into that? I'm not sure.
We've got some 2s popping up so far.
Yeah.
Paul, Jane.
I know. Skydiving isn't for everyone. Although I did grow up in Ottawa, Illinois, which is home of Skydive Chicago.
It's okay.
No! Skydive Chicago. Who's my Ottawa peeps? There'll probably be 1 or 2 that pop up. And it is pretty neat to see the skydiving.
I'm sorry.
What do you see?
Kristen said skinny dip, a.k.a. chunky dunk.
Chunky dunk. You know.
I love it.
I think that there should be some opportunity at a summit to do one of these 2 things.
Yeah, see, Don's all about skinny skydiving.
Skinny skydiving.
And then we throw in the tandem, and that's a whole nother thing.
This just got really
real.
I told someone this is a family-friendly show, so we have to kind of shift gears here because tandem skydiving, skinny dipping has just changed the tone a little bit. But are you fine with that?
Back to back. Well, as I said,
cheek.
Chunky dunk while you're cheek to cheek. That's what it is.
At the next summit, you guys, let's do this.
You guys having a killer time?
All right. Well, we talked about having some really fun stuff to share, and let's kick that off with some new things coming out of my studio. How about that?
Yes. All right, happy to be back in the studio to give you a sneak peek at a brand new series that Jason is starting. And what you got going here?
Hello there. Yeah, so we are working on a sunrise, and this is a perfect example of why I love oil paints, something that I have picked up in the last, handful of years or so. But it doesn't dry as quickly as acrylic paints or watercolor, so you can do some really amazing blending. And in this case, the sky is just breathtaking with the blues and the purples and the oranges and the reds. And
Look
so
at the photograph next to the it's kind of crazy how identical the color schemes are.
Yeah, so being able to just blend those colors gives it that glow that I just love. Mm-hmm. And the other thing that I'm doing with the water in particular is I'm kind of taking a page out of the book of the Impressionists. And one of the things that they did was they would put, people loved the Impressionists because of their color. And one of the reasons their color was so good is that they would actually do brush strokes of complementary colors right next to each other. So a purple and a yellow, or a red and a green. Like when they're painting grass, they put red and green together. And when your eye sees that, there's this vibration that happens. There's a little bit of a blending that happens, and it creates this much more dynamic painting than if you just painted everything green, or in this case with the water, everything blue. So one of the things that I'm doing is I'm making this blue, putting blobs of red and purple and blue next to each other. That not only gives the feeling of the water, but also helps bring the vibrancy of the color out. And I've the water, even though we think of water as blue, in this case is very gray, and I'm graying down a lot of the colors so that this middle area here, which is where I want your eye to go, will have the most saturated, pure color in the entire thing. It'll make it stand out because a lot of the rest of it is so grayish. So
interesting.
Learning from the Impressionists, stealing from the Impressionists, but really enjoying working on this one and what's going to be a pretty cool series.
That is pretty fantastic.
Thank you.
I have to say. And hello to Meg, our neighbor. Does the view look, or does the painting look familiar?
Yeah, that's pretty good. One of the things I was thinking of as you were showing that is my studio there, and I'm like, oh, I can't wait until we get the new thing. I've been working with my dad. That was one of the things that was a big part of this, was the room that my studio is currently in looks like an accountant owned it, or a banker. It's got green carpeting, and it's got a weird green light.
It's a very banker light. It's like that green classic, like something from like Scrooge.
It's exactly the opposite of what you would think an art studio would be. But there's potential there, and I've been working with my dad on working up some plans to knock out the wall, extend it, put in skylights, more glass windows as opposed to concrete windows. And we're actually going to start meeting with contractors tomorrow to kind of see what kind of timeline this will be and how much it'll cost.
Meg knows the green light.
Yeah, so she knows. We're not making it up.
It's not everybody's style, right? It fit whoever it was.
It was great for what it was.
Yeah, exactly.
But yes, I have the actual picture of what it looked like furnished the old way that I can't wait to have side by side with what it turns out to next.
He's got a vision. Watch out, guys.
We'll be sharing that process as it goes along. So that'll be kind of fun to do too. But yeah, this series that I'm working on is based off of the song Here Comes the Sun by the Beatles, which was a very big song for us as we went through this process of looking for and buying our dream house, and looked into that, and there's a number of different lyrics in that song, and so I'm doing a series of paintings that involve sunrises and lyrics from that song. So
it's gonna be awesome, you guys.
I think it'll be pretty good, and we'll be sharing that as we go along.
As I was kind of saying today in my Whimsy Wednesday article on the Escape Adulthood League, which, by the way, if you're not playing with us on the Escape Adulthood League, what are you waiting for? Join us, please. One of the things I was talking about was this concept of this, now more than ever, we all need to turn to the light, and it's time, and there's been so much darkness for a year now, literally a year. We're coming up on that March 13th date that everybody has been talking about. It's like, our version of COVID 9/11 kind of thing. And so now that we're turning this corner, let's turn it toward the light. So it is time. And I think this series that is coming from your studio is going to perfectly represent what all of us are kind of feeling right now.
I hope so. Well, speaking of the light, we've got some fun news to share.
And now, a word from our sponsors.
This painting behind me here, Hope in the Darkness, this is a painting that I created at the beginning of the pandemic last year. Right? April, I think it was. Mm-hmm. And the original was smaller than this. It was sold, like, pretty much while it was still dry. It got sold. It
wasn't dry yet. It got sold.
Yeah, yes. It was just not even dry yet.
Yeah.
But it's been quite a popular image for people.
And some of you may also have noticed that this is kind of what our backyard looks like now. We also noted that. The fact that Jason painted this in April and we put an offer in on our house in October, that is not lost on us, you guys.
Yes, this was painted before we saw this house. But yeah, so what I did is the original was gone, but I wanted to have this painting in my house because it's so meaningful to us. And so I got a 36 by 36 canvas printed up. And the color of this is spot on. So a version of this currently hangs in our family room right now. But I got another one. And it is not...
Why not buy two, right?
It is not available for sale anywhere because we're giving it away. And it's very simple. To win, what we're doing is we're doing a membership drive, I guess you could say, to become a Escape Adulthood Insider, which is our free tribe, our community that gets our weekly newsletter and our reminders every week. And so we're doing a little bit of a drive, and we want you to help us out. And so if you go to escapeadulthood.com/giveaway, you'll see where you have a chance to win this 36 by 36 canvas. And there's a lot of different ways you can increase your chances of winning. So if you sign up for the list, you get an entry. Mm-hmm. All right. However, some of you are already insiders. Yeah. So you might be thinking, well, I guess I can't win. No, you'd be wrong. You can win because you get 3 entries for every person you refer to sign up for the Insider. Mm-hmm. You also can get points and entries for following us on our various social media channels. And when you enter your email, you get like a little special URL, a little address that you can share wherever. And anyone who signs up for the Insider because of you, you get 3 entries to win. So
which is awesome.
We're really excited about this. We did this probably 5 years ago, something similar, and it went really well. So thought it was a good time to do it again. We'd love to have you help us out. This is going to run through the end of March. So you've got a few weeks to play along, and I can't wait to see who is going to bring this. I'm telling you, the colors on this thing are spot on.
Fabulous.
With the original.
For him to say that is pretty good. So I definitely think this is an opportunity to grab someone by the hand and say, and especially Wonder Whimsy Society members, maybe you tried to grab them for membership and it just wasn't the right time. Make sure they're an insider. Make sure they're joining us every Sunday morning with those emails that we send out. It's just such a light for so many people. So we hope this is a good opportunity to do that.
Absolutely.
Life moves pretty fast. You don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it.
Keep your distance. Wash your hands. Wear a mask. Better make that too. Sanitize everything that moves and everything that doesn't every 16 seconds. Stay home for 2 weeks. 2 months. A year to flatten the curve. Sometimes you have to laugh at your circumstances to keep yourself from crying. We have had a rough year, but I am optimistic that the war against this unwelcome virus is nearing an end. I'm especially encouraged by the leaders who know we don't live in a one-variable world and have been looking at the whole picture. During a pandemic, when it comes to public safety, it's better to be overly cautious than lackadaisical. But that is kind of a fun word. However, we could get so focused on following protocols to prevent the spread of COVID-19, it's easy to forget about the indirect side effects we've experienced from the last 12 months of trauma, like the deterioration of our mental health. One such leader is my friend Patrick, who has been at the forefront of helping lead his college through the pandemic. Besides transforming the on-campus experience and adding testing, contact tracing, and safety protocols, he told me about the challenge of addressing the morale of the students who returned to campus in the dead of winter while the virus was surging. He said, "We wrapped every light pole on campus with Christmas lights. We built an ice rink in the middle of campus." He said they had fun food pop-ups on cold nights, like hot chocolate, chili, chicken wings. And he says, so far, fingers crossed, we are succeeding. Some people may look at these extra efforts as extraneous. Those people would be wrong. Human beings are complicated creatures. They can't be easily managed by spreadsheets or treated by one-size-fits-all solutions. Unlike robots, they come equipped with a diverse range of feelings and emotions. And contrary to popular belief, they rarely behave rationally. Christmas lights and impromptu ice rinks and hot chocolate with tiny marshmallows have not been proven to slow the spread of COVID-19, but that doesn't mean they aren't essential in this fight. They are pretty good at slowing the spread of depression, despair, and adultitis. Of course, none of this is new news. I was at a conference a few years ago that featured a session on employee retention. The speaker noted the research found that compensation was the absolute lowest factor for people when it came to job satisfaction and engagement. She said you pretty much just have to be average in that department. Do you know what was way higher on that chart? Relationship to the supervisor and relationships with coworkers. Simply put, if you think your boss is an a-hole or your colleagues are jerks, it's pretty likely your antenna is up for an opportunity to jump ship. I don't need to drum up a bunch of statistics to explain how expensive turnover is or why having more fun can save you money. All I need is a bit of common sense. Seems fairly obvious to me that turnover problems plummet if your organization is a fun place to work and the people enjoy being around each other. Fun is good for the soul, but it makes good financial sense too. To make it through the challenges we face each day, whether it's a global pandemic or a government audit or the height of your organization's busy season, we have to take care of one another. That requires a variety of approaches, safe protocols, of course, but we also need to provide empathy, hope, optimism, and yes, even fun. A hot beverage with some tiny marshmallows couldn't hurt either.
I love what Julie Veet is sharing here. If you want to pop up her comments on the screen, she says, people leave people rather than company and job.
Absolutely.
It is so true. And, you know, I loved your little Parks and Rec photo there. It reminds me of what we got back here tonight. Thank you, Rachel.
My two newest.
Look at his face. How excited he is.
Yeah. We got Tom Haverford with his little cupcakes. It says, treat yourself. And Jean Ralphio, who is probably the most obscure Funko Pop character I have ever purchased.
Is this classic, you guys? Jean
love
Ralphio?
Jean Ralphio.
Who doesn't? And by the way, if you have not managed to find yourself watching Parks and Rec yet, please do yourself a personal favor and start this. I've heard of some people say maybe it's a slow start. I can't relate, but, you know, whatever it takes, get through a couple episodes, give it a try, because, oh my gosh, right now we're watching it for the second time.
Yeah.
And
yeah, we're going through it.
We're on season 4, yep. I think, but it just keeps getting better and better. It's
so we got Andy up there and Ron Swanson's up there too. So talking about fun in the workplace, I thought that would be appropriate. And by the way, I have some fun things to share. This week in The Insider, I asked people to share some of the things that they've done to, you know, brighten the day and do different things. And I got some cool ones that I wanted to share. Yvonne Fugate said that they started playing dance music in their shop to bring up the energy and fun. We saw the direct effect yesterday by our customers, and both my employees were singing most of the day while we were working. I even had another business owner who was shopping in my store mention how she liked the vibe.
Aww.
The young ladies working with me mentioned at the end of the day they noticed the customers' attitudes were fun. So many comments on what a fun store we have. One small change No effect to our safety protocols, and bam, more fun.
It reminds me of kitchen dancing.
Yeah.
One small change. Putting that music on during dishes. That's all you gotta do. Just see what happens, right?
And then this I had to share. Have you guys ever heard of a mullet meeting before?
No.
You need to start this. This is from Jessica Sable. She said, to improve the mental health and relationship of my team at work, we just replaced our monthly team meeting with a monthly mullet meeting. Business in the front and party in the back.
That's what I'm talking about.
We extended our meeting time, and at the end we do virtual Jackbox games as a team. It's been a hit and has led to team building and laughter.
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
Okay. Anyone else? Did anyone else picture wigs? Because I did.
That would make it maybe next level.
Right.
But I got like
we own a mullet
goosebumps when I heard her when she wrote mullet meeting. I'm like,
what?
And that was even before she said what it was. I was like, you mean people just have mullet wigs on at the meeting?
I know, right?
I'd go to that.
Oh,
right?
I would
actually,
Jessica.
I would actually like that.
That is epic. I love it. Steven, I should mullet over.
Mr. Pun is here. Yeah, so having fun at work is not just one of those floofy, fluffy things. It actually makes a difference, and especially in this time when we're so worn out, so tired, so in the dumps. We've been doing this thing for a year.
Morale's low, guys.
We need more fun, so don't chump on fun. All right, it's time to draw. If you've never been with us before, this is your chance to follow along as I teach you how to draw something fun, something whimsical, something a little bit weird. Bring out your crayons, colored pencils, markers, Sharpies, finger paints, what have you. But even if you only have a pen and a Post-it note, it'll work just fine. So we're going to start out tonight with a couple simple little lines. We're going to start with a little bumpy upside down U.
The way you said little, I thought you were going to say little Sebastian.
Oh, you got Parks and Rec.
I got that right.
Then I'm going to make a little couple bump outs right here. Again, if you've followed along for any amount of time, you'll know that I use only technical terms.
Bump outs.
So some bump outs. And I'm going to connect these bump outs with a little curved line. Okay. Then I'm going to draw kind of like parentheses right underneath those bump outs. And then I'm going to draw a couple more bump outs. And by now, you're an expert at bump outs. And I'm just going to go all the way around down just like this. Okay? All right. Now I'm going to draw a squished V.
Squished.
Kind of like that. Okay? And then I'm going to draw another squished V directly under that.
Kara Tracy is guessing safety guy. That's interesting.
We'll see. We'll see. And then I'm going to draw some little lines to connect these two squished V's. Okay. And then I'm going to draw a couple more lines, longer lines, angling down. Okay. They're not going to touch, but they're going to get close together. Okay. And then I'm going to draw a little curved line down here to connect it.
Steven says, Charlie Brown reading a book.
And I'm going to draw these lines in the back here. Charlie Brown reading a book. Interesting. Okay, now I'm going to draw two little curved lines that match up the bottom curved line that I drew here. And we're going to draw some little faces on here.
I think Paul got it. So did Jennifer Tackett.
What do we got?
We've got safety ice cream cone.
Ding, ding, ding.
Because
it's almost like a game show in one here. Drawing lesson / game show. Yes.
You have to enter the mind of Jason for a few minutes.
I don't advise that.
I do not
recommend that at all.
Scary place.
So we're going to color in our little safety cone here.
Kara says uber cuteness with all those faces, right? Yeah, triple face tonight. Every scoop is
like
its own face.
Best friends here.
Little trifecta.
Okay, I'm gonna put in this little white reflective strip. What color should we make the ice cream, Kim? I'm gonna leave it up to you tonight.
Some sort of blue.
Blue. Okay, like Blue Moon.
Yes, yeah. The kids always like that. Tastes like Fruit Loops, doesn't it?
It's such a weird universal kid thing that they love Blue Moon. What else?
How about purple?
Purple.
I was trying to think of complementary colors to orange.
Ooh, how about? Do you mind if I do mint chocolate chips?
Sure.
That might be a good. And then I can draw little speckles in it.
You know my tip for complementary colors?
What's that?
Just think of sports teams.
Okay.
So most sports teams' colors are complementary colors. So
it's not even a little bit true.
It is true though, because you think like Minnesota Vikings and
yeah,
right?
That is, but
purple
how many purple and yellow teams do you know besides the Lakers?
I was gonna say the Lakers. Well, you just took one. Oh. So I'm sure there's a baseball team that has purple, isn't there? No?
No.
All right. Well, let's go to a new sport.
I'll wait.
North Carolina.
Red and green is another.
Isn't there like a blue and yellow North Carolina?
Blue and yellow are not complementary colors.
No. Okay. Help me out, guys. What are the complementary colors?
I'm telling you, this is something
Phoenix
I've thought about
Suns
for a
are
long
purple
time.
and orange.
Purple and orange are also not complementary colors.
I thought they
blue
were.
And orange.
Because of the
How about
Phoenix
the Denver
Suns?
Broncos? I'll give you that. They're a
Denver Broncos. What are those colors?
blue and orange.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm drawing a little shadow here on my cone, and we'll put a couple little highlights here.
Paul has a question.
Yes.
What brush do you use in Procreate?
Ooh, that's a good question. Right now, I'll check. I think I'm using Ink Bleed.
Ink Bleed.
It's under inking.
Okay. Are you? I wonder if Paul has been using Procreate.
I wanted it to look kind of like a little colored pencil.
Oh, that's cool.
That's
Look at the little
so there's my little ice cream safety cone.
I like the mint chocolate chip. Just Kristen said she likes that. I do too. That's cute. It
And
does
of
have
course,
a little pig pen feel, kind of like the little dirt marks. You know. Go back to Charlie Brown reference.
You can do whatever you want with your ice cream cones, but we do want to see them. We love getting your drawings, whether they're the week after or anytime. This week we've got a ton of ones from last week. We had a bird on top of an elephant.
I love this little cardinal. You raise me up. Little Groban. And not only that, Jennifer sent me a video of her daughter singing this song, and I almost
like Josh Groban
in tears. No, well, amazingly girl, like a little, I don't know, preteen girl, like amazing voice she has. So.
Like Josh Groban, deep.
No, like a girl.
Never know.
Josh Groban's song.
Never know.
Yeah.
Never know. So yeah. Anyway, Jennifer. Thank you for sharing that. Mary Beth Updike.
Oh, I love this.
Rockin' Robin. Tweet, tweet, tweet.
I love that.
Can't help
everybody's
it.
Getting us singing.
Sing along.
I know.
Here.
That's so cute, Mary Beth.
Kara. Thank you, Kara, for this one. This was awesome.
That little birdie is just like my best friend all of a sudden.
Adorably cute.
I know.
Adorably cute.
So cute.
And I love this next one because they really mixed up the media. Linda sent us rocks that she'd painted, kindness rocks, using some of the more recent drawings, and she was going to be painting these and handing them out, hiding them for people to find, which I love. I love these dudes.
We've got a lot of rock hiders in our Wonder Whimsy Society. You know who you are. And I mean, look at the detail on the little notes and everything. Like there's notes in that word bubble. And the fact that she included words, look for the whimsy. I mean, come on.
Yep. Stick together. Good stuff.
That's
so
awesome,
thank you. If you draw this week, what did I draw this week? The safety cone. It's like thinking of all the other stuff. If you drew anything, send it to kj@escapeadulthood.com. It might show up on one of our shows. All right, meme of the week. This was actually sent to us by Steven, who is on this evening. Let this be the hour when we draw swords together.
That
I
is
remember that scene.
Do you really? When they drew the swords?
Unexpected when they drew the swords together. I kind of took you out of the moment a little bit, but it's part of the reason it won an Oscar, though, because Steven. Of things like this. No, but this was very appropriate to ending the Let's Draw segment. I thought that was pretty good. But we want to share a fun idea that I think everyone can take advantage of this week.
Yes.
And we call it the Scram Winter Party.
Goodbye. Hey, we're getting some good weather here, right?
We are.
And I think a lot of other places in the Midwest especially are as well.
But snow may be coming again.
Snow may be coming again. That's why when the snow comes, this is an idea for us Midwesterners.
Sometimes winter doesn't take the hint.
No, and it is a little painful after we've had a 50-degree day to go back to 20. Okay, so here's what we got to do. I know the other thing is that a lot of people aren't really doing their traditional spring break getaways this year for lots of reasons. So a Scram Winter Party is your chance to bring the beach to you. So
how does this work?
Well, yeah.
Well, first of all, you need to jack up your thermostat to like 90 degrees. Even if you're in Arizona, get it up there.
What about, I mean, I could just hear my dad, though, being like, well, it's going to cost more money.
Well, it's cheaper than taking a plane to Hawaii. All right? Come on. This is
what if you want to take a plane to Hawaii?
You can't. Okay. It's not allowed.
Yes, you can. Maybe not. I don't know. I'm not paying attention.
A lot of people are not. All right? That's the point of this.
All right
now. But the other point of it is if you were watching this well after the pandemic and it's winter and winter's not getting the hint, you can just like move it along by having a Scram Winter Party. So turn up the thermostat, get on your tropical gear, lays, shorts. That's why you want the thermostat.
Actually, you're going to need that clothing. With
get some margaritas, umbrella drinks, sunglasses indoors.
Yeah.
Because you're cool.
And if you want, take it all, like, do the whole decor thing. Put up a little, like, flowers.
Bring the color.
Pineapple, right? Those little twisty pineapple things you can put on the tables.
We ordered, we did this a few years ago. We ordered Canadian bacon.
Or, like, Hawaiian pizza.
What makes Canadian? It's ham. Let's just call it what it is, right?
Ham.
But with pineapple.
Pineapple pizza.
It's kind of that, we got fresh flowers. Made fruit kebabs. We went all out. We invited.
Even put up a green screen and took like tropical pictures of ourselves.
Yeah. So I and by
nerd alert.
By green screen, I mean a plastic green tablecloth that we hung up in the foyer, got pictures in front of, and then I swapped out in Photoshop tropical backgrounds, and it looked like it was amazing, and I felt warmer.
Yeah.
I think it was because the thermostat was up. But
we even had one of our current Wonder Whimsy Society members over at our house that night. Well, a couple of them, but Jenna, of course, and Sue were there. But Dave Timmerman, who's a brand new member, was at our house, and we just kind of acted like we were on the beach, and it kind of worked for a little bit. It kind of like tricked our mind.
Yeah.
And it was just enough.
And it was just a fun distraction, right? And there's something, the mental cues about having all of the bright colors and the tropical feel.
Yeah.
There's something fun about that. Jody says that we bowled with pineapples at my last Scram party.
That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, what ideas do you guys have for this? Because this is just like, I have to be honest. I mean, I think we were pretty tired. We had young kids at the time. I remember this night, and I remember being like, well, we'll just see if this helps because we're desperate, And it did. And we kind of did the bare minimum in a lot of ways. I mean, we hung a green screen.
Well, but, think about this. Rachel said they would lay blue blankets down for water and brown blankets for sand, built sand castles out of blocks, and have a water tub for splashing in. YouTube videos of island waves behind us. I love the thinking of all of the senses, right?
Yes, sand,
so great.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And Kara, I like the way you're thinking. We need to do a Scram summer party here in Phoenix in July.
Nice.
We could totally go the opposite way. Get all bundled up, put the thermostat down.
Make a cozy night.
Get some hot chocolate.
Right?
Yes.
Soup, the whole thing. Yeah. So this is just an opportunity to be creative. So we hope you guys kind of put your spin on it. Send us some pictures of what you do, and it's time for spring break.
Yeah, have your own little spring break, even if you can't go somewhere different. All right, you guys, we are going to give something away tonight, as we are prone to do. And all you have to do to enter is answer this question. We've been talking about work and having fun at work. And I was curious, what fictional character do you think would be a great boss?
Ooh.
So think about that. Enter that in the chat. And the winner we will send, last week's winner was Jane Hassan. Congratulations, Jane. I think Jane already got her little package, and we send out a little $10 gift card to our lemonade stand, along with some other fun little goodies that go in there. So what do we got? What do you think? Who would be a good fictional character that would be a great boss?
Of course, because last year we watched The Office again. All I can think of is Michael Scott, because he really is a really sweet boss, but that's not very creative because he's known as being the boss.
How about Rachel saying Jean-Ralphio $100,000 for being there looking pretty? Is it 100,000 or a million? I don't remember. Too many zeros for me to read there.
Oh man, him as your boss. Oh man.
Just stand there and dunk basketballs.
Actually, I would like Amy Poehler,
Leslie Knope
to be my boss, because she's such a good boss to her employees.
I'm voting for not Emperor Palpatine.
Ooh,
not good.
It's dark.
Not Kylo Ren.
No.
Angry, so angry. But let's see what you guys are saying.
How about Han Solo? He's a little lackadaisical.
He seems like you'd be able to get away with a lot.
Right.
I don't know.
Right.
Doctor Who.
Ooh,
Okay.
Wes. Yeah.
Barney.
Like the purple dinosaur Barney?
I can only assume.
Wow.
You can clarify that, Lucy, if we're wrong. But Dumbledore. Yeah, that'd be pretty good.
Yeah, Dumbledore would be awesome.
Captain America.
You wouldn't get away with much, though.
Runs a tight ship.
Yes.
Runs a tight ship.
Right?
Robin Hood.
Oh, yeah.
How about Tigger bouncing around? Ben would like this one. Phineas and Ferb. He'd be all about that.
There's some shenanigans happening there.
How about Marty the Penguin?
Yeah, he would be a good boss.
Homer Simpson.
Oh, your dad would like that.
I think you'd be able to snow him over on a few things. Does Mr. Rogers count? I don't know that he's a fictional character, but
good point.
I'd like him to be my boss. That'd be all right. Willy Wonka.
Oh, that would be awesome.
This is we're like getting a Mount Rushmore of awesome bosses here. Between Willy Wonka and Captain America and Dumbledore. Tooth Fairy.
Oh,
good one, Don. Good one, like that.
That's
yes,
good.
Lucy is confirming Barney as her boss choice.
That's awesome.
Cookie Monster.
Oh, yeah. The healthy
I would
version
think,
or our childhood version?
Oh, the healthy version doesn't exist in my world. That's crazy talk. That's how I feel about the healthy version of Cookie Monster.
Cookies are a sometimes treat. You're not a sometimes treat kind of guy. No.
But that would be the thing, is if he would probably like institute Cookie Friday.
Seriously.
And everyone would bring in cookies, and he'd be like, rum, 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 and no one would get them. So that would be problematic, I would think.
Yeah, that could be a challenge. I could see that.
Scott Lundgren out of nowhere with a Hamburglar. There's an obscure. I love it. Love it. How about Mary Poppins?
Ooh, again a tight ship. What do you think?
Yeah, I would think so.
Yeah.
Kermit the Frog here.
Ooh,
that'd be a good one.
Yeah.
Snoopy.
Aww.
I'd like to work. That'd be cool if you worked in his doghouse.
Yeah.
See what's going on in there.
Isn't that one of those places you want to be able to see what's in there?
Yeah. Goofy. Good call.
That would be good.
Winnie the Pooh crew. That'd be a good
Co-workers.
team. A good crowd. Tom Hanks's character in Big.
Ooh,
very good. Very good, Steve.
Yeah.
This is good.
It's been a couple decades since we watched that. Is that age appropriate for our kids? Anyone? We'll have to Google that.
Yeah.
That would be.
It's one of those ones. I've noticed that a lot of these 80s movies that were PG at the time, because there was no PG-13.
You're like, I don't think we're ready for that, but we'll have to check into that, because that would be fun to watch again.
All right, good stuff, you guys. Well, keep those coming in. We will pick a winner at the end of the show and announce it next week. again, reminder, you could win this. This is ready to hang in your office.
Can you guys
home.
tell how big this is? What was it again?
36 by 36 inches.
It's
3 feet by
legit.
3 feet.
Yeah, it takes up a big portion of our wall, so it's pretty. It's got a presence.
It
Is
does
that
have a
good way?
presence,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
So we are giving this away. Go to escapeadulthood.com/giveaway. Help us bring more people into this tribe and become Escape Adulthood insiders. But
before we go, I have to shout out to Steven, who said Chris Pratt earlier was one of his favorite actors. He said Star-Lord. So yeah, that would be Star-Lord would be a pretty epic boss.
yes, I think he'd be pretty good.
Yeah.
Who would be better, Star-Lord or Andy?
Or who's his
Burt Macklin?
Burt Macklin.
I want Burt Macklin as my boss. That would be pretty sweet. All right, you guys, that is it for this show. Until next time, Adultitis Fighters.
Shine on, spread whimsy, and keep being awesome. See you next week.